We're back.
We are back.
Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
We have some listeners coming in internationally now. So we have we should say hi to people in Germany and in the UK.
And France, bonjour.
Bonjour. And the States. We've got some people over there.
I was going to say g'day, but that's not really the States, is it? That's Australia.
Yeah. I think so. I think so. And Hong Kong.
Hello, Hong Kong.
So, yeah, pretty fun, hey? And we should also say that we are also putting these videos on our YouTube channel, The
Yes,
Mountain
we
Blog.
are. Yeah, so you can see us now as well.
You can see us now. And we've got some funny stuff to share from today on that channel too.
Yes.
But, yeah, take it away.
Well, so I went back and actually listened to our first podcast.
Our baby one, the very first one.
Which was a lot of fun. And we talked a lot on that podcast about, well, obviously we were explaining to you guys what this podcast was going to be about. Talked a little bit about us, but we spent most of the time talking about horses and how they fit into what we were doing and why it was called the mounting block and all of those sorts of things. Anyway, on that particular episode, we'd said, and we've said it quite a few times, you know, over the last episodes, that if anybody wanted us to talk about anything or do anything in particular, we wanted to hear from you. And we did. We heard from you. And
yes,
the request was that we did another one of these where we talk a lot about our horses and where we're at, you know, and how far we've come since our first one.
How far we've come.
Or haven't.
How far we've come.
As the case may be.
Yes. Well, yeah. And I think that's super fun because this is, you know, about progression, and what we're doing is, you know, carving out this time for ourselves, but also doing a hobby that is something that we want to learn more with and achieve something. I'm not quite sure what I want to achieve in terms of competitions or anything, which you boldly said you wanted to do when we started all of this.
Yes. I also said I reserved the right.
You did say you
change my
reserved the
mind.
right to change your mind. How are we feeling about that, Oriel?
Yeah, I'm still reserving that right.
Yes. So, and also just in terms of our fear levels and the scaffolding of learning that we're doing every week and all that sort of stuff. There's just so much that goes on when you are relearning a skill or learning a new skill, and I think that's it's a big part of what we want to talk about and encourage others to, you know, to do the same, whatever that may be. So
well, it's funny, I've spoken to a few people who are sort of within our age group, and a handful of them who have started riding again. Their biggest fear has been cantering.
And look, that's my biggest fear. It's absolutely and particular. Well, I've said your horse scares me cantering. I love it, but he is a lot to canter.
He can go quite fast.
He can go quite fast, and he scares you at times with his cantering.
Absolutely scares me at times.
Yeah, and it's sort of with cantering as well. And because I'm riding a variety of different horses, I haven't cantered this latest one that I've been riding because it just feels too much of a leap. Whereas, you know, I can get on another one and not even think twice about it. It's so horse dependent, right?
It is. But talking about that, we should talk first about our lesson.
Yeah, let's talk about today,
which was an interesting lesson because
I know we had some handbrakes. Really,
we did. We did have some handbrakes.
Yeah.
So you came in feeling not 100%, like you feel like you're just about to go down with something.
Yeah, and I think you know, do you remember the last time there was an incident with like my back and I pushed through, and I woke up this morning and I thought, oh, I'm not feeling good. I'm not feeling strong in my body. My legs and my arms feel, you know, quite weak, and I had a terrible sleep, which, you know, is pretty normal for, you know, us as parents. But it just was, and I sort of thought this morning, the guy that I've been riding is quite hard work in terms of arms and legs. And I just went, I don't know if I can actually ride today.
Yeah.
Do I need to listen to my body?
Always
listen to my body. Although, you know, newsflash, I didn't. And I still got on a horse. But we got there, and I saw you, and I said, I'm not sure if I'm going to get on a horse today. And you came up with a beautiful solution.
Yeah.
You suggested that I ride Sophie, who is a Parisian cross gypsy cob.
Oh, she's beautiful.
She's this stocky grey. We'll pop a photo of her up.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, she's beautiful.
Oh, shaggy hooves and all of the things. And she's typically ridden with a bareback pad.
Yeah.
So I got to ride this big, beautiful girl, and Just
With
plotted.
a bear baby.
with
Well,
a-
you didn't just plod though. You went into trot a few
I
times.
did trot her.
Yeah.
Bless her.
God,
I did trot.
down a little hill too
Down a
on the
little
way
hill.
to the fairy forest.
Yes, yes. But she, it was actually perfect. It was perfect because I
What you
didn't
needed, yeah.
what I needed. So it was a great suggestion.
Well, it was when you said, I'm not sure if I'm going to ride. I'm just going to grab a coffee and then I'll watch.
Yeah.
I'll watch your lesson. And I just know how good it makes us feel.
Yeah.
Once we've been on, like, you know, even if it's a quiet lesson or a slow lesson or a fast lesson, depending on what we're in the mood for, whatever it is, it just makes us feel good. And I
Yeah.
thought, if you're not feeling great, but if you get on an easy horse, one you can trust, you know, it's not hard.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight them to either go or not to go.
Yes.
You know, your older daughter, you know, rides
ride
Sophie, and
Sophie.
she'd love to hear that Mum had ridden Sophie.
Yes, she would.
And you immediately went, yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
ride her. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was so sweet. And she, when we did a little forest trail. But then let's talk about Laney.
Well, then we went to get Laney, and poor old Laney had a bit of a bite from a herd mate overnight, right where the saddle goes.
Yeah.
And he was a bit swollen. So
Yeah.
we gave him a little bit of medicine,
Yeah.
popped him in a stall with an extra feed, but of course I couldn't ride him
No.
because of where that injury was, and because he was injured. You know, I wouldn't have ridden him anyway.
No. Horse welfare's number one.
Yeah.
It's just number one.
And so then we were back at square one. Then it was like, well, are we actually going to do a lesson?
Yeah.
And Tracy was like, well, you could ride Zoomy,
Yeah. Yeah.
the man that you'd been riding for the
Yes.
last couple of lessons. And I
And how was that, Oriel? And again, I'm going to ask you,
Yeah.
do you appreciate how beautiful Laney is?
I
Because
do.
he's such an educated, beautiful boy.
I do.
And then you get on a new horse, and
Yeah.
it's completely different, isn't it?
Yeah, it was. Oh, so I fell in love with Zoomy.
Yeah.
I'm totally in love with Laney, as you know,
Yes.
as all of our listeners know. But I did fall in love a little bit with Zoomy. He's just such a sweetheart.
Yeah,
Like,
he
he's
is.
big and solid, and
Yeah,
you know.
he's very solid. His shoulders feel really strong underneath you,
Yeah.
and you just sort of feel quite protected by him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I went, come on, let's go. And
Yeah.
he was like, nope. And I was like, oh, please, let's go. Nope.
Really had to get him moving.
Let's go. Fine.
He wanted to me on him, I think, this
I
week.
think he
He
did.
just wanted to
Yeah.
just have a nice walk, and you
Yeah.
were like, no, come on,
was like,
I'm in for
"Come
more.
on." And then Tracy said, well, you know, given the way, you know, Marissa's feeling, let's go for a little ride in the forest. And I said, well, can I have a quick canter first? I'll just give it a go.
Yeah, good on you, because I'm not brave enough to canter him yet. So
Well, I can see why.
he's a big thoroughbred.
He's
He is a big, bold boy.
He's a big boy.
Yeah.
And he's hard to canter, like
Yeah,
hard,
yeah.
like he was running. And then he did take, 2 steps?
Yep.
2 canter steps, and then stopped and went back into running. And then he took 2 more, and then he went back into running. So
Yeah.
it's not a lot of fun when that happens.
And for those who don't typically ride horses, running is sort of when they speed up in trot, but they're not really trotting nicely. You can't really ride it. You really want them to go from like a nice trot. A nice, solid trot into a canter and hop up into it. And when they run, it just really unbalances you as a rider, and so you have to slow it back down, and they sort of hesitating that transition essentially for whatever reason. I mean, I'm sure Tracy could explain why that's the case.
Well, Tracy could probably have made him pop into the canter.
Yes, yes.
But it was hard, and he's got such a big trot that it kind of unseats you to start off with. So if you're going to that running,
Yeah.
She was like, oh, you can try again. And I was like, no, that's all right.
Well, by that stage, you're really puffing, and you've really worked
tired.
hard, and you're tired, and he requires a lot of leg. Remember, I said that last week. Your legs are it's like squeezing a fitness ball between your legs for 45 minutes.
Yep.
You really got to keep those legs on. And so by the time, you've actually gotten to that stage, you were like, I said, do you want to go again? You're like, oh. No. Let's go for a forest trail.
Let's go for a trail ride.
Yeah. So which, I've actually, with the last few lessons, we've been riding through that forest at the end, and we were saying it's such a beautiful decompression.
It's a lovely way to finish.
It's a lovely way to finish.
Yeah.
The sun was shining, the leaves were just rustling, and it was just super nice to do that. And and I just plodded along with Sophie, and you know, she was just delightful.
Yes, and we actually got a photo, didn't we? We got a photo of us in the forest trail, so we'll pop that on social media.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. So that was so it was a very different lesson for both of us, completely you know, not to plan, but it was really nice to spend that time still with the horses and with you, and you know, having that little time together.
Yeah, and you know, we did a little bit of trotting in the forest trail, but you know, mostly walking really, and that was just long rein, nice and relaxed.
Yeah,
you
beautiful.
Know, not too much effort.
And then what happened at the end was I decided to take Sophie's tack off in the paddock, because we walked through her home paddock to get back up to the stables. And so I thought, well, it's just a bareback pad and her bridle, so you know, I'll save her walking back up and I'll just take her stuff off there. So I pulled her up to stop, and I was about to dismount, and Tracy, who Sophie clearly loves, walked ahead to the gate, and mid me dismounting, Sophie decided to just
go
start walking.
Tracy.
And so there is a photo of me with my bum up in the air.
It's incredibly funny.
Sideways on a horse as I'm
because it was literally, I saw it happen. It was literally, you swung your leg over and she started moving and you went, wait up, something like that. And I saw Tracy turn around and look at you and have this little smile on her face, and then she turned back and kept walking because she knew you were completely safe.
Oh, 100%.
But you're stuck in this pose with your leg half over this horse, massive horse. It was just slowly plodding along. And then she finally stopped and you got your leg down and you're like hanging over the side of it.
It was so cute. And then, so yes, there are photos of me with my bum up in the air, because naturally Oriel and Tracy immediately got their phones out.
And we'll pop it on social media, because you can see obviously the photo is of me taking a photo of your butt in the air, and then there's Tracy taking a photo from the other side. We're like, we have to capture this.
Oh my gosh. So, you know, again, nothing graceful about this, and I'm so fine with it, because it was actually just so funny. It's like there's a way to dismount a horse, and that was not it.
It was so funny the way Tracy turned around, looked at you and went, and just kept going.
She knew exactly what was going on.
Exactly. She
so
knew
funny.
You were fine, too, which I think is what's so important.
Oh, absolutely. And there's horses that you would, you know, you absolutely trust to do that on. And yeah, it was so funny. God.
Well, at that point, I thought I might get off Zoomy now too. But I made sure I had the reins really short.
He was a lot bigger. You wouldn't want to be hanging off him on the side.
I'm not sure he would have been quite as peaceful either.
No, I don't think so. He is a very lovely horse, though. He's just a heavier horse to ride. I think is probably the easiest way to describe him. A heavier horse.
Yeah. But back to our horse riding journey. So this is really interesting, I think, because we've talked about it before in the podcast about how we feel like we're making these huge strides and we're getting better and we're getting more confident, and then it all goes backwards.
Yeah.
And then you get on you have a lesson or you go for a ride and it all feels like you haven't been riding at all.
Yeah.
And they all say, any sort of experienced professional riders will all tell you it's just about time in the saddle, like how much you spend in the saddle. And you think, well, we've been riding now for a few months. Why aren't I better?
Well, we've been riding nearly a year.
Yeah.
Nearly a year.
Yeah. And I'm still, I still feel anxious, you know, before I get on to ride, because you know, as we talked about before, Laney is a really big boy. So he's big. So you're very high off the ground.
Yeah.
And he's an ex-racer, you know, like all of the horses that we're riding, which means they love to run. And it's just that feeling of this massive sort of, you know, strength that you're riding that, you know, can you actually control it? And I think that's where the anxiety comes from. But again, it's age. It's the fact we don't bounce back as quickly as we did. Yeah. So if we did fall off and injure ourselves, it would just take longer to get better.
I don't want to fall off.
I don't want to fall off
at all.
At all. Ever.
I don't even want to test that.
No, me neither.
I don't want to test my bounce back.
I don't want to test that either.
No.
I don't want to do another ninja roll.
No, absolutely not.
That, for all of our listeners, was talked about in another podcast, but I did come off another horse and did a ninja roll.
Yes.
But I don't want to do that again.
No. But yeah, you're right. I think the fear side of things, is always in the back of our mind. And I feel like each week I'm not having as many scary moments when I'm on the horses when we first started. Like,
Yes.
I think
Yes.
we've overcome a lot of boundaries with that. So having confidence in the skill to be able to go, okay, it's okay to be a bit more like strong in that moment, or they're not doing anything naughty underneath us. That's just my brain thinking they are. So I think we've overcome a lot of hurdles and, in that space. But that doesn't mean the more that we're doing it, we're then doing more things. So we're leveling up with our riding, and we're leveling up with the things that we're being asked to do, which is all within our capabilities. But it then creates that next fear boundary or that fear barrier. And for example, for me at the moment, it is cantering Zoomy.
Yeah.
Like, whereas 3 weeks ago I was cantering Hebe, and, that's okay. So it is that, for me, it's a new horse. Certainly. That, I need to get to know every time I'm getting on a new one. But it is also cantering can go faster very quickly. And do I have the capacity and the skills to pull them back? And I've established, and we've spoken about this before, I kind of in an anxiety moment go like a peg. Like I completely stiffen up. And I feel that in my body, but it's such a split second that happens that I don't have the conscious thought to go, don't go like a peg. I'm too late. I'm already a peg.
And when you are so stiff, it's really hard to ride.
It is, because I pull my reins into my crutch.
It was like,
I go right low and down rather than keeping my hands where I should. And it's pretty ugly. Actually, it looks terrible when I've seen the videos. When I'm like a pig, I'm like, oh, that is terrible riding. I'm judging myself.
Well, remember, we are always our own worst critics. 100%.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think where you're at is you've got this beautiful horse and you've got to know him really well. But is that actually causing more anxiety because you're wanting to do more with him? You're wanting to push those boundaries. And then you're like, oh, hang on. Am I there? And do I know him well enough now at this level to be able to do those things?
And I am trying to push some boundaries with him, but at the same time, I'm still very aware of how big and strong he is. And my level of riding, and talking about this fear of cantering. Well, I don't think that's unusual.
No.
Like, I think the majority of people, especially if you haven't ridden for a long time or if you're a new rider, that fear of cantering is 100% completely normal. And so what I decided to do a month or so ago was just take a step back and slow down. Like, I felt like I was trying to do something too quickly, and it was making me actually more anxious rather than, the more I rode him, I felt like I was getting more anxious, not less, because I was trying to do more. And that was scaring me.
So going back and having like fun and trying to just like keep the rhythm slower and all of those things. But you also had a big milestone with Laney last week.
I did.
So, talk about that, because that's huge and you have to celebrate these little wins.
The little wins. Yeah. Well, I did. I went on a trail ride with the fantastic Will.
Which you were very nervous about before.
I was very, very anxious about it. And I was, because I was, it's a trail ride and
out in the open,
in
the wilderness.
And there's no barriers to keep you in place, and
no fences,
and Will Laney run off of me, and Will is fabulous. Like, he's a horseman. Equine on the Move is his business, and he's so calm.
And isn't one of his business isn't his business model actually taking women out for trail rides?
Well, not just women, but nervous riders. Building confidence with riders, any age group. And he does actually do clinics.
Probably I shouldn't say just women. Give him the wrong reputation. Sorry, Will.
I only take women. No, there's other. Actually, we should speak to him on this podcast.
Yeah, we should.
But he does things like, if he's got a few different parts of his business, he will work with nervous riders. Like, he, obviously takes nervous riders out on the trails, but he'll also, if you just need your horse floated, he can do that. But then he does clinics, horsemanship clinics, teaching people how to be better around horses. He'll help people learn how to float horses. Like, he's so calm. So I needed that to have someone holding my hand, I think. And we went into the forest, and there was quite a few hills that we could canter up, and he's just Very calm.
And so you cantered
I did.
up hills.
I did. Quite a few of them.
So amazing.
And Laney was amazing.
Yes.
He was so good.
So see, these are the wins when, you know, you can think about when you're doing something and be, as you said, be your own hardest critic, and think about what you're not doing right. But you have to be able to unpack to celebrate the little wins.
Things.
And that is, and I actually wouldn't even call that a little win. That's a huge win, because a month ago when you were talking about going on a trail ride, you were like, I am not cantering.
Not cantering.
I'm not cantering. I might not even trot.
Yeah.
Because, you know, it's so scary. I just want to walk.
Yeah.
So in such a short time, you know, you've been able to, get over those fear levels.
Well, I'm not over them, to be honest, because if I went on another one tomorrow, I think I would have that
still
level
nervous
of,
wheeze.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yes, absolutely.
Lots of nervous wheeze. You can't wee in the forest.
Yeah, I can't get off
You
my
can't
horse.
get off and to get back on.
I don't know how I get back on.
Totally. Nothing wrong with a bushwheat, but a bushwheat trying to get back on your horse is a problem.
The funny thing is, we had just taken the horses off the float to go into the forest, and Will's like, he's standing on the side of the ramp of his float, getting on his horse. And I looked at him and I said, what are you doing? And he said, oh, no, you can do this. I was like, no, Will, no, cannot.
See, bloody man and everywhere's a toilet, honestly.
But then I said, didn't you say you brought a mounting block? He said, you don't need a mounting block. I said, yes, I do.
Oh, he wasn't peeing.
No, he was.
I thought you were telling me he was doing a pee off the side of the float.
He was getting on his horse.
He got on his horse from the side of the float.
Oh, I don't think he'd do a pee right there in front of me.
I did wonder that. I thought, wow, that took a turn quickly.
No.
Okay. So he was mounting his horse from the float, not peeing off the float, just to be clear. So was he on the top of
This is why we cannot do this podcast with wine in our hand.
No.
We would not be able to pull it together.
No.
Sorry, Will.
Sorry, Will. So he was standing over on the hub of the...
No, just on the ramp, on the side of the ramp. Getting on this.
Oh, God, no.
No, you'll be right. And I was like, And he's like, just try. And I'm like, okay, well, somebody says just try it. So anyway, so I bring Laney up, and of course, Laney's like that far away. And I looked at him and went, no, this is not going to work. And he went, well, just try again. And I was like, okay. Tried again. Exactly the same things happened. So he said, fine. The mountain block's in the back of the car.
He did have a mounting block. Cheeky bugger. Cheeky bugger. He just tried.
So I went and got the mounting block.
Oh, see, that's good on Will. He's even got a mounting block in his car. So good. He really is prepared.
Well, I think possibly because the last time I rode with him, I said, where's the mounting block? He said, oh, I didn't bring it.
Oh, how dare you?
I was like, what were you thinking?
How dare you? I mean, it's tricky to get on these big fellas from the ground. We've spoken about that, My God.
Yeah, it is.
And you don't really want to do it. It's not great for their backs.
No,
and it's, it's not good for the saddle position. You got to make sure that it's all balanced when you're up. So it's not ideal to do.
And they're always more, sort of heightened or in a new place. Laney had never been there before. Sure. Wanted to move around. And,
fun.
Yeah. All of those sorts of things. But it was, it was a wonderful experience. And actually, we should put the video on, because Will took a video cantering up a hill, looking backwards, holding a phone.
I know. When I saw that video, I was like, wait up. The dude's on the horse cantering and you're behind him and he's literally taking this video cantering up a hill. Impressive.
Yeah, and talking to me at the same time.
Oh, my gosh.
At the end of the video, which you didn't actually see the end of the video, but the end of the video you would have heard him say, if that was on there, he was sort of saying, no, you're doing great. Yep, keep him at that pace. All right, slow him down now. Like just talking me through everything I was doing while videoing.
Oh my gosh.
While looking backwards, while cantering up a hill.
So let's really talk about our progress. We're not there. I've even filmed just between the ears as we're walking through the forest trail, and I'm like, oh, had a very slow walk. So got a bit to go there.
But interestingly enough, you rode a horse the other day, and you'd only been on him for 2 minutes, and you popped into a canter. So it shows that we have made progress. I mean, that's huge for you.
That's so true, because a year ago, we're going to look at a horse to purchase for my children.
Yeah, she is buying a horse.
Yeah, we're on a journey. We're on a path. But it's a long path because there's a lot of not so great horse people out there, and there's not so great horses out there, and we have to try and navigate that world, which thankfully I have trusted people in our circle that help us do that. But I got on this lovely little quarter horse, and trotted around, and within about 2 minutes I was like, oh God, I'm going to canter this little fella because he was
good.
just delightful.
Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. And a year ago, absolutely, I would not have done that.
Yeah.
No way. So again, let's celebrate these little wins. So there is progress happening. Certainly,
I
my
don't think
seat.
that's a little win either.
Yeah, good. Okay,
Because
thank you.
you did, because like we've spoken about, the majority of people that I know that are riding, that are getting back into it, are scared of cantering.
Well, and it's funny because I was telling you about that story that I tried this little pony and popped him into a canter, and you went, oh my God, you cantered him.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I did. Yeah. But it did actually hadn't occurred to me that was a really positive thing.
Yeah.
I was just like telling you the story. So yeah, you're right. And I think as well, immediately we also know now our body and our body positioning, and when we're not, I'm not saying we're perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but I certainly know where I should be and what I should be doing a lot more now. And that awareness of our whole body, because, we spoke about it in an earlier episode where it's like all of a sudden we have an awareness of our body. We have an awareness of where things are hurting and where things don't stretch the way they should, because we're now riding these horses. So now it's like, oh, my Achilles doesn't actually stretch long enough for me to really put my heel down as far as I should. Or, my thigh's feeling a bit tight and I can't get it back as far, or my hips, or whatever the case is. I mean, that kind of sucks.
Yeah. It does.
I'm being honest.
Yeah, it does.
I'm like, I'm certainly not as agile as the last time I rode horses.
Yes.
But I have to now work within those limitations and know the limitations of my body and what it's trying to do and what I need it to do.
Yeah.
And get through that to be able to ride for the next however long I want to.
Well, there's something to be said, I have to say.
Are you going to say yoga?
No. Well, actually, now that you mention you jumped on that so quickly.
I knew where you were going. No.
So what we need from you, everybody out there who's listening or watching us, is I said to Marissa, let's talk about yoga on the podcast. Let's get a yoga instruction. She was like, do we have to?
I hate yoga.
Do we have to? I don't want to. Anyway, so we're working on that. So if you want to talk about yoga and how good it is for you, and you want to hear from a yogi, then send us a message, because she'll have to listen to you.
I know. I'm going to listen to you, Oriel.
Yeah, I listen to me. What I was going to say was stretching, and yoga's great for stretching.
Stretch yoga.
Well, I did go for a ride the other day, and I had such a sore back. I must have been sitting wrong.
Yeah,
because I had such a sore back, like really sore. Like I couldn't really even sit down for a long time. When that happens, you can't. So unfortunately, I had to lie on the couch, which was really unfortunate.
What a shame.
But I ended up just doing I stretched as much as I could.
Yep.
And the next day I was still a bit sore, but I was completely different.
Yeah. It's like that dude on Instagram, Jack LaTorre.
Oh, yes.
That young fella who, if anyone wants to follow him, he is just a young fella who is obviously like an exceptionally good horse rider. I don't know much about I imagine he's a high competitive rider, but he does all these stretches. But he demonstrates them like, and it's really extreme stretching. And I'm like, I can't even do a quarter of what he's saying. But he's always like, you might start here, but I'm here.
Well, you know what? If you did yoga, we'll get it there.
Bloody yoga.
Yeah, we'll get it there.
It's not like I haven't tried. It's just, I don't know. It's so
Zumba, yoga.
Yeah.
Yoga.
I'm down for the Zumba, but I think it's also the I'm like, how much longer do I have to hold this pose for? It's killing me.
It's all about being in the present. We've got to move all the time. We're in a rush all the time.
I know.
Yoga,
oh my God, linking all the podcast episodes, the rushing women's and the deep breathing and the centering ourselves. But a year down the track in terms of riding, though. Not quite. October. October it will be, I think. Yeah. Or maybe November. Okay. So not quite a year, 10 months.
Yeah.
But I think the mental benefits, the mental health benefits, I should say, maybe mental also because I'm wanting to go by horse.
Yeah.
But the mental health benefits of it have been, so while we talk about anxiety and while we talk about fear, and all those things that we have to push through as boundaries, the mental health benefits of doing this has just been so phenomenal for me.
Yeah.
I think I look so forward to it, as much as I am nervous about it and as much as I'm nervous weighing and doing all those things and my, levels are certainly heightened, going into it, doing something for me and doing something that is exercising and all really positive stuff, but the clarity, the time of my brain having that switch
Pause,
off, the pause, and also the achievement, right?
Yeah.
The achievement of actually being able to progress while I'm often frustrated by my progression and wanting to be better and wanting to be progressing faster and all of those things. There is still so much progression that we've been able to achieve.
Yeah.
And I feel really proud of that, you know, and in myself, not for the need of anyone else to feel proud of me,
Yep.
but I feel really proud of myself.
yourself.
I feel proud of myself for overcoming fear
Yeah.
every week.
Every week.
And I feel proud of myself for overcoming the boundaries that I can set in my own mind about what I can and can't do.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
And even just the stepping up and the carving out the time.
Yeah.
And,
yeah.
you know, neither of us I ever call it in.
No.
You know,
no.
you never like, oh, I can't make it this week because of, you know, if we can't come, it's because we can't come.
We're physically not in the city.
Yeah. Which shows how much, you know, how much you do actually want to go on this journey.
And I think that's a key to having a hobby or having something in your life, that commitment. You're going to be committed to something that you truly love doing, right? You're going to be committed to something that fills your cup and fills you with joy, and you're doing it with someone, or, you know, whatever the case is. That is so key to finding something that you love.
Absolutely.
If you don't love it, it's a slog quickly. A slog quickly.
Yeah.
You know, that's why gyms, that's why gyms, like gym memberships, right? I mean, what, 1% of the population are going to the gym 5 times a week? Right? I don't know.
Is that
I made that up, but it sounds about right from my you know, test around my friend groups. I don't have any friends. Everyone's got gym memberships. But are we going every day? No, because it's a bloody slog.
I don't have a gym membership.
No, me neither. Did my PT, and he's a pay as you go, so that works perfectly.
Yeah, I ride horses. And run my dogs.
You also, yes, yeah. It's, you know, active in whatever makes you know, makes you feel happy. But it is important to find something that makes you feel really good about yourself.
100%. Yeah, 100%. But I hope that, like, you know, kind of gives everybody a bit of an update as to where we are really at, you know, because we have so much fun in our lessons.
Yeah, we do.
With Coach Tracy, and Coach Tracy said that we're improving and getting better, and that's a big deal.
Yeah, I haven't heard that for a few weeks, but come on, Tracy.
Chase her up on that.
But yeah, to wrap it all around, I guess in terms of a progress of where we're at, I would say you have come amazingly far in your cantering, and yes, there's fear, but your seat and the way that you're carrying yourself on your horse is just so beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
And I feel like
I would say the same with you. I would absolutely, 100%.
Thank you.
100%.
I don't feel that, but I appreciate that.
But you can see it in the videos.
Yeah,
I know you don't like watching your videos, but you can see it. You can see it in the videos.
Something to unpack there. I'm too critical of myself. I think my progression is probably the difference, riding different horses and being able to. Yeah. Actually, you're right. Yeah.
Being able to ride different horses.
And feel them out pretty quickly. I'm getting pretty good at knowing pretty quickly whether they're responding to different things. And I feel like that's a really good progression point.
And riding another horse today for me was like, whoa. I mean, not sure I want to do this. Maybe we shouldn't ride today. And then it was like, no, come on. Because I know how good I will feel. Yeah. And you will feel when you ride. You know, you always know.
Yeah, so, I appreciate the push.
You've done really well.
Yeah, I appreciate that you pushed that to happen. Well done, you.
Yeah. Well, I know how good we feel.
Yeah.
Riding. Yeah. So do it, guys. Get out there, do it.
Yeah, whether it's horses or whatever it is you want to do.
Yeah.
Find something that can give you this in life, because it is an amazing thing, hey? Yeah. And preferably find it with someone who you really like and enjoy doing it with, who's going to, you know, lift you up and encourage you to get on.
Yeah.
Get on with it.
But if you can't, do it on your own.
Or join us.
Yeah. Or join us.
Shout out.
Yeah.
We'll always make time.
Yeah. Always. Always.
But yeah, well, we have a guest next week, so we will wait until next week to talk about that guest. But yeah, have a good week, everyone.
Yeah,
and thanks for listening.
Week. Yep. Bye.
Bye.